What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. We're not done yet, because AEW had some releases also when they got rid of Ricky Starks, Miro, and Aleister Black. And I'm going to tell you all this right now. Guess who they ain't waste no time? Because on NXT last week, he didn't even had no music. He straight said Scott Hall style. Ricky Starks came into NXT, walked down the aisleway, and just sat there and said, listen, everybody keep asking when the revolution will be televised. I'm telling you this right now. I'm here, ain't I? And did his little pose and everything. And he's going to be the hottest thing in NXT. And I was like, listen, I'm glad Ricky Starks got out of his AEW contract. Tony Khan wasn't even using him. He said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not hurt. He says, there's nothing wrong with me. And him going to NXT and being shot up to the top, I think it's great for him. I think it's great. I know you can have an argument about him going to the main roster, but and I don't even think, he's going to be doing a contract signing this Tuesday on NXT, and I'm actually, excited for, because I'm excited to see what Ricky Starks, because Ricky Starks is a good worker, and he knows Cody, and I want to see how they're going to treat him. I want to see NXT treat Ricky Starks like Raw is treating Penta right now. Make him into a star. Like, this guy is a superstar. Okay, he's a superstar. He can get the fans behind him. He got the charisma. He got the work ethic. He can do it. And the way they treat Penta on Raw is the same way I want them to treat Ricky Starks on NXT. I do think it's possible to do it. They can shoot him up to the top, especially sell him on a match to get him a high profile match for Stand and Deliver, and then by mid 2025 or even in the deep summer, you can have him win the NXT Championship. And then he can be that star. Because right now, Trick, I don't think Trick getting back, because Trick going to probably go to the main roster sooner or later. And then Obafemi is dominating right now, which I'll talk about him on Vengeance Day. But he's dominating right now. So I do want to see what they are going to do with Ricky Starks in this. And I like the debut. He came out with no music. It wasn't, a surprise attack or anything. He just walked down the crowd, Scott Hall style from WCW. It gave that Monday Night Nitro type of feel to it, and I loved everything about it. Now, when it comes to the other ones that they released, like Miro, Miro's a weird case. Malachi Black, I do see Malachi Black coming back soon. Miro, I believe Miro may come back to the WWE. I don't know. I think he'll probably come back as Rusev. To be honest with you, he won't be as Miro, be as Rusev. I still did like his Redeemer character, but his AEW run sucked. It sucked, and also he's been through a divorce. Him and Lana are not together anymore. There were reports that he had creative control or a good amount of control over his character, and a lot of things that they pitched him in AEW, he turned it down. Even when Miro first got in there, he was a gamer with what was that guy's name? That was with Penelope Ford. Y'all know who I'm talking about if y'all listen out there. Who was with Penelope Ford, and they used to be a gamer. He used to hang out with him, and then he became the Redeemer, Miro. And he hasn't had a match, I think, since Collision. No, not Collision. World's End with Andrade. When Andrade left right after that. And that was back in December of 2023. So much stuff has happened since then, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to go on with Miro. I don't know. It come back and it's going to be a Rusev Day thing. Like I said, I liked his Redeemer type character. If and in AEW they can bring some of that back, but if they bring back Rusev, he can still just be a dominant, badass motherfucker. He really can be. But once again, he's been down bad for a lot. And I'm just curious to see where it's going to go with that. But the Ricky Starks thing, overall, him coming right there in NXT, I think it's the perfect spot for him. He's going to shine it. I just want them to treat him like they treating Penta right now. They turn him into a superstar, give him a big ass feud going in to stand and deliver for WrestleMania. He needs to be showcased at WrestleMania weekend in Vegas. Come on, that's the cat. Like, in Vegas, you got to do it for Ricky Starks. But I'm glad to see him in NXT, and I can't wait to see how that contract sign is going to go.